All right, Cancers, how are you all doing? Let's dig in. We're going to take a look at your February monthly for all of you. This is Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cancerians out there for February 2026. Again, if you're listening to this and it is not February, that's okay. If you were drawn to this video or the title, whatever it is, you were meant to be here. So this message does transcend time and space, even though I do put, months and things that indicate a certain time period. My readings do apply at any time, depending on, again, when you need this information or the messages here within. So, let's see. Second month of 2026, we're in it, right? I feel like it was just November and I was talking about like what we were going to kind of expect, especially the first half of the year. January is definitely supportive of what I said kind of at the end of 2025, that we were going to continue the external chaos and conflict going on, and we definitely are continuing to see that in the collective. And this just shows, just because it's still happening doesn't mean that it impacts you or involves you, and that we should really allow ourselves to not get pulled into it. So also, people say, well, we should care, and it does impact us. We need to care for the collective, and we need to whether it's, stand up and say our piece and stand up for what we believe in, that's all great. But also it's about how is it impacting you, right? Is it pulling your frequency down? Is it causing you to be more, your outward action to be aggressive or to create distortion or conflict, divisiveness? Are you trying to resist what's happening? Because resistance equals persistence, right? What we resist persists. So that's a distortion of the collective of our mind, is saying, well, no, we have to resist, but that's actual energy that we're pushing back on the very thing that it's usually, right, we're resisting something we don't like or we want to change. But that very energy is actually fueling it and making it bigger, and making it continue. So something to really sit within yourself on. And sometimes we are called to action, right? But it should be action that's aligned with understanding, compassion, kindness, where it's actually helping something. But if we're actually adding to a situation or a cause where it's coming from a place of anger, or again, we're trying to fight something, that's why, if you guys are aware, there's actually a group of monks in the United States that's on a pilgrimage for peace, and they are walking from Texas all the way up to Washington, D.C. And again, it's supposed to push out to the world the essence of peace, and we're doing this to create and send love into the world and peace into the world. And those are the things that actually you may not think it's impacting, because they're directly not directing it or taking action on maybe a more, again, divisive or big cause going on. But essentially we don't realize that those sort of things actually cause the most positive impact to situations even going on the other side of the country or the world or wherever. So I am sending this message out to all of the zodiac readings, but it's coming out a little different for everyone, and it's because I'm just trusting that for each sign, the message that you guys need to hear is going to be specific. Because the last thing I want to say before we dive in is we're at a pivotal point in the timeline shifts right now. We are paving the road right now for us to create this new reality. which is unfolding in 2026 more than it ever has. And it's up to you to decide what timeline you're going to go on. And how you decide that is based on your frequency, your level of expansion, and what you're aligning with. So I did want to call out, if you didn't see, I have been, I started channeling with avian beings. There's 2 videos out there. The second one specifically has a technique, a visualization technique to help you align with your highest and best path. And we should continue to practice that. It's not something you just do once. Obviously that helps, but you want to do it as much as possible. And I've been doing it most mornings and before bed, which is what they recommend, because I'm trying to find that highest path for myself and creating my reality. And also, if you're getting pulled down into any sort of situations, energy, whether it's something going on in the world, whether it's a relationship, a job, whatever it is, these are the things we really need to be cognizant and change our perspective on, and realize that more than ever, we're being asked to really take a look at our lives, and anything that is holding us back, anything that is not assisting us in our expansion, in our growth, in changing who we are, becoming the highest version of ourselves, changing our behavior patterns, our karmic patterns, our codependencies, especially relationships right now that are codependent, or they are more aligned with trauma bonding, and it's not in alignment with true divine kind of souls coming together to create this new reality. They're going to fall away. And if they don't, again, you're going to see people and be connected with people that aren't going to, go down this new earth path right away. And that's okay, because everyone has their own timelines. All right, I'll quit rambling here. So let's dive in. I'm going to grab an Animal Allies Bird Oracle. I've been doing this for everyone. So this is your bird energy for the month of February. All right, so you got the Silky here. So what's interesting is every single zodiac sign has got a different bird. So I just find that interesting. So everyone has their own support, their totem, or whatever you want to call it. So this is also something where this might pop up for you and be a synchronicity for you that aligns, kind of telling you you're on the right path, or this is, a good path you should go on. So the Silky bird, the wisdom of the Silky says, when things feel hard, look for and seek out softness. Stepping up self-care in gentle ways makes it easier to go within and tend to any tender spots. So when this card appears, look for ways to make everyday tasks and responsibilities easier. Release pressure to defer to outside expectations. It's a promising time to explore new ways to surprise and delight yourself. If you're feeling stuck, you may be overcomplicating situations. There are lots of spaces in your life right now where you can bring in more ease and simplify things. So, I'm this term simplification Cancer for you guys in February. Where can you simplify? Where can you, work smarter, not harder? What are the things that you're putting too much energy in, or you're doing too much, where you need to be kind of being and doing activities that help you rest, rejuvenate, kind of find some peace, be softer on yourselves and others right now in this month. So let's pull some energy oracle. All right. Interesting, because you do have the action card that came out. Rest, look at that. What did I just say? Rest and rejuvenation. So that is definitely February is a rest and rejuvenation month for you. And then you have your first chakra, Archangel Michael. So I think this is about, because you do have action, which is kind of a contradiction to rest and rejuvenation. I feel like there's a fine line here in finding that balance in. Maybe when you do take action, you tend to go in 100%, go way too hard, and you tend to burn yourself out or stress yourself out or feel like you have to do the action for everyone and yourself. So this is a time to really, again, do some self-reflection on, again, especially these patterns that maybe you tend to just be on automatic and do. I am going to read this first chakra card. This is the root chakra. And this is Archangel Michael. So when one of these chakra cards come with archangels, I definitely also, that archangel has some significance for you. So in February, use Archangel Michael as a support, ask for assistance, use him to help you through just anything going on. So this chakra is a place where your sense of stability and security is stored. When this card is drawn, it reveals that your energy is flowing freely regarding these issues. Even if you've had problems with feeling secure in the past, these challenges are beginning to be resolved at this time. Archangel Michael is with you, bringing you strength and personal stability. You are capable of taking action, wow, and moving forward on your path. So allow yourself to feel increasing faith in your own power and security now and always. Interesting. You have a lot of synchronicities here. So it is a time of action for you, and trust that you're supported, that I also am getting your path is clear right now. So like if there's fears or worries of like, blockages or issues happening or like your worst case scenario, I definitely feel this is a time to just trust and allow yourself to take the action and have faith in your own power, and that you are going to have the security from the divine. There's a time too here he's kind of meditating, and like I almost feel like you almost have to kind of find some stillness within yourself, because maybe there's something that you're taking action on here that you're really needing to find courage or confidence to do. This could be making a big change in your life, going in a whole new direction. And it's like maybe you stayed in something because of it was a false sense of security, right? Or it was like stability. Like I said, you have a job and it paid the bills, but you hated it. So maybe you're, getting the guts to completely leave that job and try something new. And there is that fear, right? But there is, with this card, it's like you have this secured stability, this foundation through your just alignment with source that's going to get you through this. Okay, let's go to the tarot. First card is the moon. Yeah, there's like this unknown, like you're kind of not 100% clear. There's this unknown energy. You're going out into something where it's a bit, dark still, right? It's like this unknown territory is kind of what I feel. You got the High Priestess. Wow, the World. All major arcana cards here. So this is something really life-changing. Like this is a big move, a big shift for you. And interesting here, the High Priestess is right on top of this Rest and Rejuvenation card. And they both are kind of, their eyes are shut. They're really tuning in here. So I feel like there's something about tuning in and just being guided by your intuition, being guided by your higher self and guides right now. And this isn't really about looking to the external world to tell you what to do or waiting for, again, things to just, be like the perfect scenario. This is about trusting and surrendering and trusting just in that you're taking action based on your highest joy, passion, and excitement right now. And just, again, trusting that because there is some sort of ending and new beginning here. And that's what I feel like you're taking action on. The moon, there's a lot of deep, like, yearning for this. I feel like your soul is calling you. and you're just allowing yourself to flow into it. We got the Five of Wands. So I do feel like there is conflict here. This could be inner conflict with the moon, with your deep unconscious. There could be a lot of fears here that you're kind of, your ego's fighting with your heart or your soul right now, where your soul's saying, no, do this. And your ego's like, hey, wait a minute, this isn't safe, right? The ego's always going to try and keep you in what it knows and what is comfortable, even though what is comfortable maybe is miserable for you, right? So that's where the ego can kind of create a bit of a distortion here. Two of Pentacles. The Lovers. Yeah, so this has been coming up. So I feel like for a lot of signs this month, there is a trend about making some big decisions. Like making some big decisions about big life-changing stuff. And there's this, with the Two of Pentacles, there's definitely this like, do I do this? Do I do that? Should I? Shouldn't I? Like, and one minute you're like, yes, I want to do this. And then the next minute, like you're, again, the ego's kind of talks you into being like, oh, wait, I'm going to wait, or I'm not going to do it. But the Lovers here is about making the decision. So I do feel like the World and the Lovers, you do decide to go towards something new or some sort of new beginning, and potentially like walking away from something else, ending something. We got the Six of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and then the Queen of Cups. So this is going to be a bit spontaneous, I feel. That Knight of Wands is spontaneous. It can kind of make quick decisions. But I feel like it, all of a sudden, like your decision comes very, like you just decide, you know, very quickly, like out of the blue to do something. I don't feel like that's a bad thing though. Like I feel like with the High Priestess, it's just like all of a sudden, you know, like, you know, you're going to do it. You decided and you're doing it. Because this is really Queen of Cups. This is what your emotions, you just know this is what is going to fulfill you and where your happiness is. I kind of feel like too, this conflict with the Six of Cups is more around, maybe you didn't feel like you were ready. Like maybe you feel like, oh, I still need to work on myself, or I still need to, like, maybe I'm not, you know, have all the skills I need. Maybe I'm not where I am on my healing journey to like go out there and try to be a healer. There's something here, because in this Six of Cups in this deck, you see there's this like progression of growth from like being a child, and then all of a sudden he grows up and he's kind of had this growth, right? This wisdom, this expansion. And there's also this essence of the Six of Cups is nostalgia, but I'm kind of picking up on this growth piece of like you feeling like, you know, there's this progression that you needed to take, and maybe you're not wise enough yet or ready, but I do feel like you are. And sometimes we feel like we have to be these experts, or, you know, for example, like, oh, I'm not going to find the right person till I'm fully healed. And that's not true at all. That's not the case. So, let's see here. I had a card fly out. I was looking at the Six of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So, I got the 8. So yeah, 8 of Cups here. So this could be something where you've, we talked about that, like staying in our comfort zone, or kind of staying where we felt, you know, there's some sense of stability. I feel like you're walking away from that. And there's something about this like nostalgia, like something that you know back and forth, you've been in it for a long time. And it's like, yes, there's something when we think of like our hometown, like there's something very obviously, you know, it's our home. There's something about it that like we feel calm and safe, but Also, there's something about if we just stay there in a small town, right, where we feel stuck or we feel stagnant. Like, we want growth and we want to expand. And I feel like you're finally getting the guts, the confidence to like go off and do something else. What's the moon? Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. So there's a little bit of like, you don't know what you want. I feel like that's been the past energy here of like, you know, this back and forth, like, what do I want? And some days you're like, I want this. And then you're like, oh, I'm not sure. But this is really about getting clear on what you want. And I feel like there's something talking you out of like really deep. There's what your dream is. I feel like there's your deep unconscious and your higher self is really calling out for you to do, but it's like, you haven't been clear. I also feel like there's something about really grounding your dreams into reality here with this Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. That's really about, you know, creating something in the physical, like creating stability for yourself here. But it could also mean as well with these other cards that you've kind of been too externally focused on like the physical pieces of your life that need to make you define security for you, like the money or having the big house or being in a certain location. But I feel like that's not what you really want, what your soul's calling for you to do. And that's shifting here. What's the Two of Pentacles, Lovers? Get more info here. Ace of Swords. Yeah, all of a sudden you get the truth. You get clarity. Maybe you get some information that comes through as well that just really helps you to decide something. But I definitely feel like this is something that you should be doing. It is your truth. Definitely, you know, with that Ace of Swords too, that's like a big yes. You can read an Ace of Swords as a big yes too, so... and also you're going towards your passions, right? So you're really focusing on what's my true ultimate desire? What's like my ultimate, you know, scenario? Where's my passion? What is my passion pulling me towards? And my emotions, like what am I feeling? Like what is my heart calling? So you have all these three aspects coming together, and then it's just grounding it, right? You got the Ace of Swords. Like grounding that truth and clarity, which is going to get you out of the moon space of that kind of confusion or like, I don't know. And then you move forward. And I do feel like whatever this is really something that's bringing about some big new beginning. Just this different step here. Yeah, the Emperor. So there could be someone tied to this change also that you're going to meet that is some sort of soul tribe person. It could be a relationship, love. It could be someone of importance is tied to this new beginning. I also feel like this is going to level you up in some way. It's like you're finally taking the power, the lead of your life to go down a path to create the life that you really want to live. King of Wands. So something I didn't tell you, Cancers, before I started the recording, I was shuffling. And this card, this King of Wands flew out twice, okay? And I just remember thinking, well, if he's that important, he'll come out in the reading, and here he is. So this King of Wands has been wanting to come out, which I think is also what I need to tell you is there's somebody who again, it's like this fated thing. Like you have to meet this person. So all of what your soul is like pulling for you and all the synchronicities like showing up for you is all trying to get you to align with this person in this path. This person could be the same. The Emperor and the King of Wands could be the same person. It could reference, again, you finding your power and leading you to this person here. Let's talk more to this King of Wands. Three of Cups. Yeah, this is about, this is a fated connection here. I also, with this deck, I really feel this like soul tribe vibe of like connecting with your people that are more aligned with where you are now and your vibration, and they're going to help you increase your frequency through this connection. This is very high vibe, and I do feel like there's some sort of star connection here. So this is like a divine connection. The Devil in reverse. This person is also going to help you heal and integrate some karmic like karmic things in your life, maybe some patterns or situations that you've dealt with in the past. This could also be a past life. This connection is going to help you kind of, again, integrate some past life things, some karmic things here, with the reversal here, which I love. And oh my gosh, can you believe it? 10 of Cups, Cancers. Okay, so this to me is someone really really important to your soul, this connection here. It's leaning towards a love relationship, partnership here, but it could be, you know, it could be just someone that becomes like a business partner, someone that you were meant and fated to come together to work together from like on like your soul mission level. This could be a business partner, a really important friend that you have the rest of your life, someone that's, to me, is super important on the path at this juncture, and you're aligning to this new timeline where this new person is going, you're going to align with this person finally, and this is creating, again, a connection that's very fulfilling, very happy. I think you're going to, you know, create a lot together, whether it's like creating a life, a family, or just creating this abundant kind of experience together. Wow. This is interesting. So I did Geminis before you. Geminis had in like this really wow reading as well, kind of like a fated destined thing happening. So this is coming up in February. So just be aware of that. But what could be happening is you're finally making a decision to do something in February that's now aligning you with the path to connect with this person. But I'm feeling this is kind of not that far away. It's not like this is going to take years, but let's see. I'm going to do this for you guys. I'm going to pull these are my kind of timing cards. What's the timing on connecting with this King of Cups, or sorry, King of Wands? Oh my gosh. So the first card that flew out is within the next 3 weeks. So whenever you listen to this video, whatever day, it's going to be within the next 3 weeks of when you watch this video. So obviously that's going to be different for everyone, but it's going to be around the same time frame for the most part, because this is a February reading. And then this flew out, it will happen right before the summer months. So something does, in the next 3 weeks, I feel like you might meet this person, but there's something that really happened. So before the summer months, so I usually see June as summer. So, and that's the summer month. So June, right? So the next 3 weeks. So let's just say, you know, you're listening to this the end of January, 3 weeks, right? You're moving towards the end of February, and then we're, you know, March, April, May. So you might meet this person the end of February, beginning of March, and then something really significant with this then kind of comes together. Maybe it takes a couple months of dating or coming together, but like something's going to happen by June that's going to be significant with this person. Wow. All right, Cancers, I will leave you with that. We're going to end on a high here. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing something, but maybe not. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe and join the Lyran Soul Tribe. Hit that bell to make sure you receive future videos. But yeah, thanks for joining in. Don't forget to, like I said, check out those avian channel messages. Those are, I'm not just saying it to get views. Like, that has been kind of mind-blowing for me. I've definitely shifted just from listening to those. So I definitely recommend those. But anyways, thanks for joining in. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.